Hello, this is Mr. Pink and Yellow, and I'm here with City Crusher. So,
Hello, everyone.
so this is going to be a short little hangout, but it's going to be serious because this is an example of feminism spreading worldwide. So once feminists get away with something in one country, they do it again. It sets a precedent because look, if feminist network, we've seen it in the entertainment industry, feminists are networking and taking over the entertainment industry. Not taking over, they have taken it over. They've taken it over by
Yes.
networking. It's not a big leap to assume that they network internationally. All these high flying women in the government and in the legal profession and all that, they'll network and they say, "Oh, you got away with this in one country. Let's try and do it here." So, let's talk about the more recent example, and then we'll talk about the older example. How does that work for you?
Sounds good.
Yes. So, so Rick and Morty co-creator Justin Roiland faces felony domestic violence charges. Now, when I didn't look at the story, I didn't read it at first, and I just assumed, oh, it must be his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend who made a complaint. Apparently,
Yes,
it's apparently
exactly.
somebody barely knew. So it's some,
Exactly.
yeah,
They're calling it domestic,
yeah,
Mr. Pink and Yellow,
yeah,
when they were just dating and they
yes.
weren't even living in the same apartment.
So I'm going to talk about domestic violence laws, right, and how the concept we've been brainwashed to accept the concepts. When you think about it, right, there doesn't need to be
Yeah.
domestic violence laws because something's either illegal or it's not. So if someone punches someone, it shouldn't matter whether they're the wife or husband or brother or sister or just a random stranger on the street. It's still illegal. So you don't need this domestic violence framing. And so basically, and those if it's just dating, just a man is dating a woman, that means that they expanded the definition and watered it down like they always do. They always do this, like
Yes.
troll. That can mean terrorist or prankster. Incel, they've watered that down. Misogynist, harassment's another one. Sex trafficking is another one they've watered down as well. So what they do is sex
Oh, yeah.
trafficking.
Good
What they
time.
do is trafficking. They'll call someone who like kidnaps women and sells them abroad, sex traffickers, or they call someone who buys a mail order bride a sex trafficker. So they watered that down as well. They just expand it so it's
Also,
meaningless.
sorry, Mr. Pink and Yellow, it's also gotten so bad
Yeah.
that I've seen it used when the guy just invites the woman over to his apartment
Yes.
and she gets up and drives there.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
they've used that,
Yes. Well,
believe it or not.
so they're watering it down. If they're watering it down, it proves that you don't care about the well-being of women. It's not like there's any women in danger because they're not. We know they're not in danger. If legitimate sex trafficking happens, it's very rare, right? It's going to be very rare, right? It's not a common occurrence. Okay, the feminists know this. They're not worried about it. They don't care about it. They don't care about trafficked women if there are any of them. So the whole concept is about getting men and smearing men, basically, to paint them as
Yes.
demons. That's all, and take away their legal rights. That's it. That's the only reason it exists. Okay. So
The strange thing is, for some reason, they society, and this is worldwide too. Society doesn't seem to try it in any other way other than when women attack men
yes,
for whatever reason.
yes.
You know.
So by Kate Temperage and Trevor King. Oh, I'm not sharing screen with you, am I?
I got both of them up.
All right.
So are
Okay.
you
So
looking at the Rick and Morty
I'm doing.
one?
I'm on the NBC one. So one. Okay. So
Okay.
I'll read it. And Justin Roiland, the star and co-creator of the animated comedy series Rick and Morty, has been charged with felony domestic violence in Orange County. That's a weird name, felony
Yeah.
domestic violence. Is it what? Is there non-felony? Is there non-criminal domestic violence? I don't get that naming. Anyway, California, in connection with the 2020 incident, according to a criminal complaint filed in May 2020 by the Orange County District Attorney. He appeared in court Thursday for a pre-trial hearing. This is a bullshit charge that should be thrown out, and the legal system's anti-male.
Yeah.
And this guy's high status. He's famous. He's probably beloved. I don't like Rick and Morty. It's shit. It's shit. It's like
The
Family
same
Guy.
here, to be
It's
honest.
shit, but he's beloved. He's got a fandom, right? He's got a cult following. People, there's a
Yes.
bunch of people love him. Okay, so that is not enough to protect him. That's not enough to protect him. The state just doesn't like men. We look forward to clearing in Justin's name and helping him move forward as swiftly as possible. Attorney T. Edward Wellborn wrote. So it's the dust himself. You're the one that articulate this concept. The dust yourself off guy.
Actually, can I correct you?
Yes.
I think I took that from you. I think you're the one who came up with that, if you don't
I
mind me
don't remember
saying.
coming up with it, to be honest. But yeah, it's a. But anyway, it's a dust. He's
But
another dust
anyway,
himself up. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And the thing is, we want to move forward as swiftly as possible. If this was happening to a woman, she'd be screaming for justice and for the man who did this to her to be prosecuted. But because it's a
Yeah.
man, I just want to dust
Yeah.
myself off and move on. Right. That's
The other thing that they're missing out, Mr. Pink and Yellow, is the fact that he can't,
yeah.
because this woman can come after him again and again, and another woman can come after him
Yeah.
again and again.
It's like sharks smelling blood in the water. Like one's done it, and another woman sees vulnerability and will accuse him as well. And like with the Marilyn Manson case, it's been proven that women have been actually coordinating false accusations. They actually network, meet up, and plan their false accusations to make them match each other.
Yes.
They've been caught doing this, right? So it's going to happen to this guy. It's going to happen to this guy. So yeah,
Well, we think about Cosby recently.
yeah,
Cosby has decided to go on tour,
yeah,
and immediately another accusation came out. So
yes,
they're working to keep him down.
yes. NBC News obtained a criminal complaint in a case which charges Roiland, 42, one felony count of domestic battery with corporal injury and one felony count of imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, or deceit. NBC News is the first to report publicly in this case. So, false imprisonment by fraud of deceit or what? Okay, that's just fucking nonsense. Kidnap is kidnap. He either kidnapped her or he didn't. They're all these watered
Yes,
down
exactly.
bullshit charges, right? The complaint states the incident occurred on about January the 19th, 2020, against an anonymous Jane Doe, who was dating Roiland at the time. Okay, this anonymity is very problematic. The UK have been doing this for years, and the USA is now doing this. Okay, so this is due process being eroded. So what this is, the woman can make a complaint, and she's anonymous. The male being complained against is not anonymous. Right, so for the system to be fair, you either expose both parties and name them, or you have them both anonymous. That's the only way for it to be fair. And the logic they use for
Can I ask you something?
yes,
Just according to this, you remember how many times? I know this is just maybe the movies, but they always have the story where someone accuses someone from the mafia,
yeah,
and they never get their names hidden, from what I
yes,
know.
yes. Well,
So
well,
if this Jane Doe had
yes,
accused the mafia,
yes,
I bet she wouldn't be they wouldn't make her anonymous.
yes, because they want to get after. I do think mafia informants can be anonymous. They make them change your name, but anyway, what was I about to say? This anonymity is very problematic because you
Yes.
either have anonymity for both sides or you don't have it at all. It's very because it takes away scrutiny from the system. So, like, if it's some nutty woman, there's been cases of nutty women accusing people over and over again, and she's only been caught out because even the police have realised that this is taking the piss. You've done it 50 times. It's obviously all bullshit, right? That's not going to happen now. Women are going to be free to do it over and over and over again without any repercussions. Because
Yeah.
so, according to Orange County Superior Court records, Roiland pleaded not guilty to both charges in October 2020. Since then, the case has been the subject of more than a dozen court hearings, including pre-trial hearings and a trial date not currently set. So this has been over 2 years now. It's been 3 years. This has been
Yeah.
almost 3 years. It's been January the 19th. So this has been going on nearly 3 years. And how the fuck is this taking so long to process? There's more serious criminal things that they come out of pre-trial far quicker. So this is done. I think they found bullshit. They haven't found anything, and they're just fishing and just keeping it going as long as possible to torment him. That's what I think is happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. What's going on here? The police are in on it,
Yes.
and that's what the average guy doesn't. Like you mentioned, the police have found women who are lying over and over again.
Yeah.
They know by now to what's the word for it? To compensate for it,
Yeah.
and they're not.
Yes.
So you know they're in on it.
Yes. Many court records remain sealed, but the available public documents seen by NBC News say Roiland was charged in May 2020. Roiland was arrested and released on a 50,000 bond in August 2020 and arraigned in October 2020. There should be a lawyer strike. It's happened in some countries in the past. When due process has been eroded, lawyers have actually gone on strike and refused to serve the legal system. This should be going on right now over this. This anonymity thing. It's disgusting. It's anti-male to the core. It's female supremacist to the core, and it defecates on the concept of justice. It defecates on it from a great height of 1,000 feet. I'm sorry.
Especially since the average guy can't afford 50 grand
Yes.
to get out.
Well, to this guy, it's chump
So
change.
what it is they're punishing him right off the bat.
Yeah. I promise you, it's only 50 grand because that's the maximum they can set it. I promise you, if they could do it for 1 million, they'll do it for 1 million. A protective order filled in October 2020 and documented in the court minutes said Roiland is not to harass, threaten, or survey the person named in the protective order, who is not known to NBC News. Roiland cannot go within 100 feet of the person. These protective things are bullshit because there's no due process, and a woman can sneak up with a man and get him done. According to the order, which also ordered to turn in any firearms he owned or possessed, the order last October 2023. It's not known who submitted the request for the order. And the thing is, these gun nuts, these fucking NRA gun nuts. I don't take them seriously because they don't complain about this. They say, "Oh, don't limit on gun rights," but they don't complain about this. These firearms were taken away from them for no reason. That's all. For no reason at all. It's okay. Details of the case, including police body camera footage, police reports, abuse investigation reports, medical reports, and recordings of interviews, are currently being withheld from the public under a protective order. Why? Because you know why? Because the evidence exposed Amber Heard and vindicated Johnny Depp, so they've learned from the mistakes and they're not going to allow it to happen this time. That's why.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Matter of fact, I can't remember which one. I don't know if it was the Manson case. And I think they're going to have a closed. They're not going to allow the press in. They've learned. They're going to shut that down.
Yeah, the affidavit in support of Roland's arrest is also sealed. So I thought, is this Canada or America? America. I think it's America, isn't it? Yeah, this is America. So I thought America had a good legal system, that dual process. America's legal system is just as bad as the UK's now. It's a pile of shit, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So,
well, to be honest,
yeah,
when it comes to men's rights, it's bad everywhere.
Yes, it's bad. Yeah, but so once the legal system is undermined in this way in one area, it gets undermined everywhere else. It sets a precedent.
Yeah.
The American legal system's gone now. Roiland is best known for Adult Swim's Rick and Morty, which has spawned a billion-dollar media and merchandising franchise, as one of the most popular adult television comedies. So he's really high status. The show, the society does not look after high status men or protect high status men. There's no male privilege whatsoever. We've got to just reject the concept 100%. Any talk about male privilege is misandry and gaslighting. The show's 6th season aired in September 2020, and the 7th season was ordered by Cartoon Network as part of a long-term deal for 70 new episodes. Roiland, in addition to co-creating the series with Dan Harmon, voices the two tickler characters. You know what they need to do next is fire them and get some feminists on the show to control it. That's the next step. I promise you.
Yeah.
So this just talks about who he is. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Over the past 3 years, over the past 3 years, the domestic violence case has inched along. Roland's career has progressed. He released an NFT art collection of over a dozen works. All right, it's just bullshit. We don't need to read this. Shall we go on to the older case in the UK?
I just wanted to mention, like you said about dust yourself off.
Yes.
In this case, they're bragging up that he's still making that stuff. All that can disappear tomorrow.
Yes.
If the women just want to hammer him. Yes. If they want to, look how much they're going after Depp still.
Yes. Yes.
If they really wanted this guy, he'd be gone because he has no rights.
I think he will be gone. I think he will be gone because I think it's going to be shocks and there's going to be more false accusations. I predict in 5 years his life will be ruined. His life will be ruined completely. I predict that.
I agree with that.
Yes. Because unlike Johnny Depp had a teen heartthrob appeal, so many women liked him. They don't want the teen heartthrob fantasy ruined. This guy, women don't care about him, so he's gone. He's finished. This is from 2016. Man falsely accused of sexually assaulting actress feels like he's been undergone mental torture sanctioned by the state. That, for once, is very accurate. So he's asked.
Except for one thing.
Yeah.
They keep using the word feels. He doesn't feel. He feels it because it's true.
Yes. Yes. A commuter.
I don't know if that's his words, Mr. Pink, or if it's the Independent's, but the word "feel" is the way to disregard it. Like, it's all subjective.
Yes.
Right.
The feeling thing is very problematic, and I'm going to do a hangout with Shield for Men about the feeling thing. Because the concept, how the term feelings is being used, it's being used to invalidate men. But anyway, mental torture sanctioned by the state. That's the bit in quotes. So the rest's added by the media. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is, I've got to say this. This admits that he was falsely accused. If this happened now in 2020, even in recent times, things have gotten worse. This happened now in 2022. This would be framed him as guilty. A guilty man who just got away with it. On a technicality, that's how they'd be framing it now. A commuter wrongly accused of sexually assaulting a well-known actress after brushing past her at a train station and spoken out for how half a second turned into a year of hell. So this actress is not even good looking. She plays an older female character in the show, right? She looks like a real bat. So
Okay,
she
yeah,
basically accused him of fingering a pussy in broad daylight in a train station, which is complete fucking
yeah.
nonsense. Mark Person said he felt he's named. You can't name the woman. I can't name her on this in this broadcast because I could go to jail. Could be breaking the law. Mark Person said he felt like he'd undergone a form of mental torture sanctioned by the state after he was charged over the alleged incident at Waterloo Station in December 2014. So this happened in 2014. CCTV footage showed the 51-year-old walking through the station holding a newspaper in his left hand and with his right hand on his bag strap with his brushes when he brushes past a woman who cannot be named for legal reasons. They should actually talk about. But the thing is, they're acting like this law's always been here. It hasn't. They've got to actually talk about what this law is, how recent
Yeah.
it is. Yes. The alleged victim later told the police he penetrated her and hit her on the shoulder, although the footage shows that he had never broken his stride. Yeah, so because it's impossible. So it's like
Yeah.
the Crown Prosecution Service were found to have deliberately slowed down the footage,
There you
which
go.
made it appear Mrs. Person had more time to assault the alleged victim. Oh my fucking god! And this was at there was I can't remember her name. There was a feminist, ugly dog-like feminist director of prosecutions running the Crown Prosecution Service in the UK at the time, and she was going after false. She was going after rape claims with the weakest evidence or no evidence, and she was actually suppressing evidence that cleared the men. If there was mobile phone evidence that cleared the man, it showed it was impossible for them to rape the woman. The police hid that and stored it away.
Oh,
So
oh yeah.
yes, this is some really evil shit. Mr. Person's defence barrister, Mark Bagshaw, explained how the footage had been slowed down from 1 frame per second to 1 frame per 2 seconds. There was no witnesses or forensic evidence. This is the state trying to fucking get him. Trying to
Yes.
this is feminism. This is not woke, right? This is not the left because when this was happening, a right-wing Tory government was in power, right? This is feminists doing this. This is feminists shitting on the legal system. Defecating on the legal system, destroying it. Feminists can only destroy. That's all they can do. They're a parasite virus. Feminism is the most dangerous hate movement in the world right now. A jury took 90
Oh,
minutes.
it is. Absolutely.
A jury just took 90 minutes for jurors to clear Mr. Parson of every wrongdoing at each trial backfires around court. It should never went to fucking court. What a fucking disgrace. What a disgrace. What a
But
disgrace.
that's what I mean. They had to look at this,
Yeah.
the authorities, and see that it's obviously bullshit, which they
Yes.
would.
Yes.
There's nothing in between. There's no wiggle room or anything. So they just said we want to get this man. Period.
Okay, Scotland.
He doesn't
Scotland.
do anything wrong.
Sorry, no, Scotland.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I think there's a bit of lag. Scotland, if you remember, I think I did a video about this. Scotland wants to get rid of trials by jury, don't they? For rape
Yes, they
cases,
do.
right? So a jury just took 90 minutes to throw the case out. This is why they want to get rid of trials by jury, because they could come up with bullshit evidence. There's no trials by jury. The judge allowed to slow down evidence. If it was up to the fucking judge and there's no jury, this man could have been convicted. This is why they want to get rid of trial by
Yes.
jury. It's all linked together. This is
Exactly.
fucking evil. Evil. Speaking on BBC Radio 5 Live, the married picture framer called the charges preposterous and said anyone who's seen the CCTV images know I could have possibly done it. It's not preposterous, it's spiteful, malicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when Henry
Men
VIII...
always, by the way,
Yes,
go
sorry.
ahead.
You go ahead.
I was going to say, men always behave like this too. They always go, they can't believe it. You know what? They can't get over. The message we're trying to put everyone is that it's not shocking that this is happening to you. People don't like men.
Yes.
And people get upset when I say that and to think I'm hyperbole.
Yes.
That's the only conclusion you can come to when you see something, this kind of injustice happening.
Yes. So
Go ahead, Mr.
when the
Finnegan.
King, Henry VIII, when he imprisoned people and executed them, it was preposterous, it was malicious and spiteful. So it's the same thing here. He said in court, it's against everything I believe in a human being. I did nothing. I would have had to crouch down, put my hand up the woman's skirt, penetrate her, take my hand out again, or while holding a newspaper and walking along the concourse. For me, half a second turned into a year of hell. I feel like I've undergone a form of mental torture sanctioned by the state. Mrs. Pearson, who says he now suffers from anxiety, said he spent a year defending himself in and out of court. He said whenever he told people he was innocent, he would feel they were thinking, of course you would say that. The CP, yeah, he was named. He was fucking named. So this again,
Yeah.
she's anonymous. This guy's named. There's no stigma for being a female rape victim. None. right? They're seen as heroes and they're bigged up, right? And there's a stigma for being accused of being raped. So the side that needs protection are not getting protected. The CPS defended its decision to take the court to trial, saying in a statement, "There was sufficient evidence for this case to be received to court and progress to trial. We respect the decision of the jury." So that's just a
That's a
lie.
lie.
That's a lie. Yeah, it says we tried to. The truth was that we tried to manufacture evidence, but we didn't do a good enough job. It comes as the London Met Police Commissioner Sir Bernard Hogan Hull suggested that force may stop automatically being alleged rape victims. Force may stop believing automatically believing alleged rape victims after a series of high-profile mistakes in the handling of cases. That's a plus way of saying the female liars. Sir Bernard is facing calls for an inquiry after he launched a 9-month investigation into allegations against former Army Chief Lord Brammermel, which was eventually dropped. I remember that. He was being harassed by the system. He's high status as well. So, yeah. So, but the thing is, the chickens come home to roost. For who the bells tone, they tone for thee. So the high status men have enabled this. They went along with this. And when the system goes after them, they're shocked, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's incredible. And like I said, men always behave like I don't understand.
Yes.
You know, even though they see it to happen to other men constantly, and
Yeah.
it doesn't bother them.
Yes.
It doesn't bother them because they think, yeah, that guy deserves it. But when it
Yes.
happens to them, they go, hold it now.
Yes.
Can't they see my halo? You know,
Yes.
it's fuck
Feminism
you, asshole.
is the OG hate movement. Feminism is the OG hate movement. Feminism hates you as a
Yeah.
man. Feminism is evil. Feminism is
That's what you
poison.
have to remember, everyone.
Yes. I think feminists should lose their free speech rights. They should have no right to speak. They should be censored, gagged. They should not be allowed to write books. They should not be allowed to teach at schools. They should be arrested for speaking in the public and jailed. Feminism has to be treated like a criminal gang, basically. Okay,
Yeah.
and you know, do you know in the state they really want to get someone like Al Capone? They couldn't get him for other charges, so they had to get him for tax evasion. Right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
The state should treat feminists like that. They should try go after feminists and try and get for anything they can get them for. If a feminist commits tax evasion, forgets to pay her taxes, she should go to jail. The state should go after her. That's how feminism is criminal. Feminism is spiteful. That's all. That's oh yeah.
Well, men just don't want to deal with it.
Yes.
They don't want to deal with the truth.
Yeah.
Because they know, look, we know ourselves that if you really are trumpeting that you're an MRA,
Yes.
you really will be an incel.
Yes.
In so much as that you will not be selected. It's that simple.
Yes.
The women in your family will hate you.
Yes.
It's that simple.
Yes. Well, you might get selected if you've got a very good job and you've got a trad bitch wife. That's about it. You got to have a good job. So we get. Oh, he's a bit weird, but he's paying for everything. But anyway, yeah, you'll get mocked and ridiculed and attacked, and you'll get gaslighted. Basically, like I was interviewed by the BBC, then I refused. No, I was given a phone interview by the BBC like years ago, and then I refused permission to let them publish it because I knew they'll take it out of context. And then the documentary aired. The documentary aired, and the interview was just hostile to all the MRAs. And took everything. Men can't communicate. They can't articulate their problems. Men have got systematic problems, institutional. It's not about men's feelings. It's not about their masculinity, right? It's nothing to do with their masculinity. Okay, men are systematically and institutionally oppressed. Okay, and it's completely conscious and intentional. And it's done to little boys in schools. It's done to babies having their dicks cut off. It's done to men in the legal system. It's done to married men. It's done to single men. It's done to men who have high partner counts. It's done to male virgins. It's done to black men, white men, Chinese men, every single type of man it's done to.
Yes.
Okay? Men are oppressed.
Exactly.
The state hates men because the state is run by man haters. So, yeah, I think I've covered this.
Yeah, you're right. I just want to back up. You were good to mention the race thing because
Yes.
look, there are races out there that'll sacrifice their own safety as men in order to attack other men.
Yes.
You know, you've got to destroy the race thing. That is a red herring.
Well,
it's a shield.
Like you get white and black men turning each other. You'll get black men turning other black men for feminists. You get white men turning another white men for feminists. Right? Yeah. So race is irrelevant. It's men versus women. right? And again,
Yes,
it's
exactly.
like all empire. The British conquered the Indian Empire because they made the Indians turn on other Indians, got them to fight each other. They hired Indians as
Yeah.
soldiers. Feminists are getting other men to turn on other men for them. So it's like a feminist empire, feminist imperialism.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
done.
I'll add one last thing. There
Yes.
is the odd woman who will get zapped if she gets in the way, or
Yeah.
she'll get sacrificed as long as to get the man.
Yeah.
It's not about, like you say, protecting women.
Yes.
It's about, like, women will be sacrificed if they can. It means they can get the guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
So
all right.
that's all I have to say.
Okay. Yes. I'm done. Over and out.